6, Citizen FM 93.7, the 19th day of March 2025. I am Didi, and it's time to see what the papers have for us. Newspaper headlines it is, so let's begin with Punch. And of course, emergency rule. Soldiers, tanks move into Rivers Government House. So yesterday, the president declared a state of emergency in Rivers State in a nationwide broadcast. I hope you did not miss it. Punch to see, or check out the online version of Punch, the website. So, the president cited the need to restore law and order, and he announced the suspension of the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly for Rivers State for about 6 months. I saw a post earlier, someone said 6 months is the ish now. Anyway, the president announced the nomination of retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas as the Rivers State Administrator to steer the affairs of the state. So just a few hours after the declaration, soldiers took over the Rivers Government House. They're saying that, according to sources from Punch, they said that the governor was still in his official residence in the government house when the troops swarmed over the premises at about 9 p.m. When the president was saying, you people should sort yourselves out, the onus was on your table, get it fixed. Well, here we are. There's an emergency rule now. Okay, let's see. Another explosion hits Rivers oil facility. Protesters block East-West Road. Rivers seems to be going through a lot right now. Ogba Egbemandoni local government area of Rivers State saw the explosion just hours after a similar explosion rocked a manifold that connects a federal pipeline deep inside the forest, and the pipeline transports crude oil to Braz in Bayelsa State. Well, the explosion has yet to be officially confirmed according to this report on Punch, but community sources say that they saw massive flames and thick smoke rising from an oil installation in the forest. What else can you find on Punch today? There's an interesting read capturing the history of emergency rule in Nigeria since 1999. It says from Plateau to Rivers, history of emergency rule in Nigeria since 1999. Meet Rivers Administrator, ex-naval chief. It's right there. Tinubu, Akpabio, service chiefs, IG in closed-door talks. As I mentioned earlier, the full text on the president's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers and the suspension of the governor and his deputy and lawmakers is on Punch, so check it out. APC demands majority status in Edo Assembly. Wike versus Fubara. Governor, deputy, assembly members, turbulent road to suspension. Tinubu's emergency rule in Rivers, biased and divisive, PDP governors say. Okay. Fubara calls for calm, blames lawmakers. We're still blaming. Okay. That's speaking on the emergency rule. Moving on now, firearms recovered as police arrest 6 suspected kidnappers in Edo State. 12 Ondo kidnappers informants in police net. 12 Ondo kidnappers informants in police net. 2 killed in Fresh Ebonyi communal clash over land. Waste collection truck triggered Kwara garage fire. According to an official, there was a fire at a garage, and an official is saying that a waste collection truck was what triggered the fire. 3 suspected cultists nabbed in Ogun State. 3 suspected cultists nabbed in Ogun State. I'm sure we'll get more headlines from other papers, especially as it concerns the development in Rivers State. Let's see what Blueprint has. State of emergency. Rivers join Plateau, Ekiti in Nigeria's 26 years BAS as administrator. NAS duly consulted, says Reps spokesman. It was not an impulsive move. FAC disbursed 15.24 trillion naira to federal, states, and local governments in 2024. That's according to NAITI. Rainstorm renders 100-year-old grandma and others homeless in Ekiti State. Rainstorm renders 100-year-old grandma and others homeless in Ekiti. NFF charge Super Eagles to beat Rwanda and Zimbabwe. That's a peep into the world of sports. Is on the front page of Blueprint. PDP, CBN, INEC among losers in Wike's Abuja land revocation. That's according to a report you would find on page 7 on Blueprint. PDP, CBN, INEC among losers in Wike's Abuja land revocation. Nigeria's mangrove islands annexed by Cameroon. Senate alerts. Nigeria's mangrove islands annexed by Cameroon. Senate alerts. To The Guardian. Rivers pipeline explosion may cost $35.3 million loss daily as state of emergency begins. The big story is on page 6 of The Guardian. It's a buzz boost for Rivers, isn't it? PDP NWC kicks as Wike revokes Wadata Plaza and new secretariat plots. PDP NWC kicks as Wike revokes Wadata Plaza and new secretariat plots. Okay, over 34 million citizens are hungry. They require urgent help, says ECOWAS. Over 34 million citizens are hungry. They require urgent help, says ECOWAS. Pengasson accused federal government of aiding 11,000 Indians to secure Nigerian jobs. Pengasson accuses federal government of aiding 11,000 Indians to secure Nigerian jobs. Senate braces for backlash as social media bill scales second reading. Okay, we're still looking at headlines today on Citizen FM 93.7. The Guardian is what we have on our table. Delivering affordable electricity is beyond pledges and declarations. I mean, right? Those are the stories you'll see on the front page of The Guardian. Moving on now, let's see what Nigerian News Direct has before we take a break. Obi, PDP, others kick as Tinubu suspends Fubara deputy assembly members for 6 months. Appoints former naval chief as Rivers administrator. PDP rejects emergency rule. Says it undermines democracy. Tinubu is preparing for 2027. Okay, that you would see on page 22. Lagos State receives Dangote Foundation donation of 80,000 bags of rice. Data Protection Act scales second reading in Senate. TCN embarks on upgrade of Abara 133 and 135 kV transmission substation. UBA launches Afrigo card. These are stories on the front page of Nigerian News Direct. What else would you find? I think that's pretty much it. Okay. News Diary, a New Telegraph, and then we'll take that break. Fubara's whereabouts is unknown after Tinubu declares state of emergency. Fubara's whereabouts unknown after Tinubu declares state of emergency. That's interesting because we saw on Punch a minute ago. Well, maybe after that though, because they said that he was still in his residence when the soldiers came around. I don't know. Unpaid rent. Wike revokes PDP National Secretariat's land. Yeah. PMS. Nigeria saves 4.8 trillion naira on local production surge. We take a break now. Coming back with more stories.
Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. Retrospect is here to make up for the missed information. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Nwusu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect. We keep you informed.
Tune in to Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja for the live coverage of the Enlightening Ramadan Tafsir session by Professor Isa Ali Pentemi. Proudly sponsored by Jais Takaful Insurance Limited. Stay connected for insightful reflections this Ramadan.
The issues. Everybody respected that because it was coming from the president.
Purely behind it, the way the people took the battle in their hands.
Some civil servant retired without a roof over his head.
The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Hussein cannot be divulged from those who cause the crime. Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that?
He said money was.
I never.
No.
The platform is always the same.
Insight on Citizen FM 93.7.
The source is constant.
My name is Lawrence Umoite.
There is always an opportunity.
Tomorrow, Insight returns with another interesting.
Insight with Lawrence Umoite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
We're looking at headlines from across dailies today. Vanguard is up next. Let's see what it has. It is shocking that Tinubu sacked Fubara and left Wike. Rivers government said in a statement that was issued by the Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communications. The government described the development as unjust. They noted that Governor Fubara has remained committed to constitutional order, to peace, and to good governance despite the political turbulence in the state. Anyway, the commissioner emphasized that since assuming office, Fubara has prioritized protection of lives and property, and he has ensured the progress of Rivers State. Even in the face of political instability, the governor upheld his constitutional duties and put the interests of the people above personal or political consideration. Anyway, you find further details on Vanguard. The headline is, it is shocking that Tinubu sacked Fubara and left Wike. Tension as Tinubu declares state of emergency in Rivers. Fubara asked for state of emergency, APC says. South leaders Pandef flay emergency rule in Rivers State. On Rivers, NBA blasts Tinubu, condemns suspension of Fubara, and they call it unconstitutional. Away from that, where's that story now that I saw that was like a breather from the Rivers situation? Yeah. Senator Natasha's IPU incident harms Nigeria's reputation, according to a women's group. A women's group is saying Senator Natasha's IPU incident harms Nigeria's reputation. Natasha should save precious time and go to court. Rotimi Fashion is saying that. There's an interesting read on Vanguard you may want to look at. Beyond coding, some juicy career paths Nigerians leave for coding. PDP threatens to expel Wike for alleged anti-party activities. Again. Tinubu's broadcast declaring state of emergency in Rivers is also on Vanguard, so you could also catch it there. We will engage with relevant institutions, Rivers government vows. That's speaking on the state of emergency in Rivers State. National Assembly was duly consulted by Tinubu. House spokesman Akin Rotimi said that the National Assembly was duly consulted by the President, Delta Governor, oil ministers, and others for Vanguard's local content conference in Warri. And there's a full read on Vice Admiral Iboteke Ekwebas, who was recently appointed administrator of Rivers State. Wike revokes PDP's new secretary land. That's also on Vanguard. I don't know. I just okay. NYSC member Raye apologizes for calling Lagos smelling state. Finally, she has apologized. We don't want cattle ranches in our communities, Southeast residents say. We don't want cattle ranches in our communities. 19-year-old suspected kidnapper arrested with 3.6 million naira ransom in Ondo State. 19-year-old. Wow. Well, he was arrested with 3.6 million naira ransom right in his hand. So that's called like to say caught in the very act. Okay. I think that's okay. Just to peep into the world of entertainment. Ashaki and I have settled our differences and hospital bills are sorted. His father speaks. Okay, let's move on out to another paper. Maybe if a breath away from regular news, let's see what Nature News has for us. NIMET predicts snake bite rise in northern Nigeria due to excessive heat. NIMET predicts snake bite rise in northern Nigeria due to excessive heat, and that you would find on page 3 of Nature News. World Health Organization leads global call for urgent air pollution action. Global call for urgent air pollution action. Study links water and soil pollution to rising cardiovascular diseases. A study links water and soil pollution to rising cardiovascular diseases. You might want to read that. Reps recovered 28.7 billion naira unpaid debts from Seplat and others. Yes, it's for 19th of March. Needed to confirm the date. Nigeria, Brazil launch $1.1 billion green imperative projects and commercial phase. And away from that, petroleum engineers decry massive oil and gas waste in Nigeria. Petroleum engineers decry massive oil and gas waste in Nigeria. Heavy downpours and flooding imminent in Nigeria. You're hearing warning now. Speaking on 2025, there's another warning. They're saying heavy downpours and floodings imminent in Lagos. So brace up and do something about it. More responsive than reactive. And finally, on the front page of Nature News, UK athletics deny Paralympians manslaughter. UK athletics denies Paralympian manslaughter. Thursday, very quickly. Nigeria's biggest oil pipeline restarts amid reverse crisis. Nigeria's biggest oil pipeline restarts amid reverse crisis. Rivers. Tinubu appoints
3.7. Is our journey. We've had our finest moments and our darkest hours. Yet we pull ourselves back from the brink every time. We are a resilient people. We are Nigeria. And when we talk, we share our views on Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. A people united will never be defeated. Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
.37 a.m. It is Citizen FM 93.7, and we apologize for that break in transmission, but we're back now. So let's go back to the headlines, what the papers have for us. Let's take a look at what pen pushing has. Tinubu meets members of Expanded Security Council. Wike revokes PDP land titles. Tinubu suspends Governor Fubara deputy and appoints administrator for Rivers State. Governor Nwifuru sacks 2 aides after suspending 3 commissioners. Pipeline exporting crude oil blown in rivers. And Ogun State government is set to build replica of France's largest market, says Governor Abiodun. And finally, on pen pushing, 16-year-old pregnant girl commits suicide in Gombe State. And now to this day, Tinubu declares state of emergency in Rivers. There are riders, let's take a look at them. Suspends Fubara Deputy State Assembly for 6 months. Appoints ex-CNS Ebas Administrator. Explosion rocks 450,000 daily oil pipeline. Political tension escalates. Explosion caused by sabotage. Niger Delta Group declares. Activist states explosion. Explosion caused by sabotage. Niger Delta Group declares. Activist states explosion. All right, now that makes sense. And on the front page of this day, International Women's Month, at Rise News honors women making impact. 90 FAC allocations to federal, states, local governments soared by 43% to 15.26 trillion naira in 2024. Senate OK's bill mandating social media platforms to have offices in Nigeria. Senate OK's bill mandating social media platforms to have offices in Nigeria. You don't have an office, you'd have to answer. If you are a social media platform and you're operating in Nigeria, have an office in Nigeria. Proposes that bloggers must provide records and data of employees. Probes Cameroon's alleged seizure of Nigerian islands and waters and crude oil. Oh, yes. You'll find further details on this day, but let's take a look at it for a bit. It also proposes that bloggers operating in Nigeria must have clear records and data. And the Senate has also set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged annexation of maritime territories, mangrove islands, and villages of the Efiat clan in Mba local government area of Akwa Ibom by neighboring Cameroon. All right, further details you'll find on this day. House moves to ensure accuracy of bills before presidential assent. House moves to ensure accuracy of bills before presidential assent. Domestic resource mobilization, key to economic development and sustainable growth, says FIRS boss. Domestic resource mobilization is key to economic development and sustainable growth, says FIRS boss. You're a noisemaker. Blasts El-Rufai. That's above the masthead of leadership today, 19th March 2025. You are a noisemaker. Kaduna Assembly blasts El-Rufai. PDP kicks over Secretariat land revocation. Niger residents pay cash to escape abduction. And the big story, state of emergency, Tinubu suspends Fubara deputy, Rivers lawmakers for 6 months. Okay. Oil workers threaten nationwide strike over respirate quota violation. Oil workers threaten nationwide strike over violation of respirate quota. Okay, I think also another Another one written by Jonathan Dyer Isaiah says, breaking, Tinubu declares state of emergency, suspends Governor Fubara, deputy, and State Assembly. Caladium launches strategy academy to bridge skills gap. Schneider Electric pledges uninterrupted power supply to Eco Atlantic City. Schneider Electric pledges uninterrupted power supply to Eco Atlantic City. Shell's $2.4 billion assets sale to Renaissance violates court order, according to Global Gas. To more headlines on leadership, Apapa Muniya Rail Terminals engages agric shippers on export evacuation. OT assents electricity bill into law. OT assents, he is giving his assent to electricity bill into law. Momo PSB kicks off promo to reward customers. Independent. Nigerian universities missing in World Reputation Rankings 2025. Chai. Nigerian universities missing in World Reputation Rankings 2025 as South Africa records one entry. Many countries in the sub-Saharan Africa were missing in the latest Times Higher Education World Reputation Rankings 2025. Nigeria has a total of about 278 universities. Tunisia has 236. Morocco has 154. The University of Cape Town is the only African university that featured in the 300 prestigious universities ranking. Only. Okay. Further details you'll find on Independent. Let's move on now. Explosion rocks 2 Rivers oil facilities amid political tension. Revocation of our national headquarters right of occupancy aimed at stifling the party. A stifling opposition, that's according to PDP. Revocation of our national headquarters right of occupancy is aimed at stifling opposition. And reps pass tax reform bills that you would also find. Senate to make social media platforms and bloggers have offices in Nigeria. Senate to make social media platforms and bloggers to have offices in Nigeria. Senate to probe annexation of Nigerian land by Cameroon. Those are top stories you would find on Independent today. Some other stories you would see: Lagos CP pledges support to customs and immigration. Corporate citizenship in education is a catalyst for Nigeria's growth. You would also find that on Independent today. What else can we find? My God, time is fast spent. Let's see. Okay. Right. Got this. Okay. Tinubu draws criticism over state of emergency in Rivers, suspends governor, deputy, House of Assembly members, appoints Vice Admiral Ibes as sole administrator. I'm trying very hard to say this. Tinubu just I can't see that. It's not clear enough. just grab Independent to see further details. And of course, I've brought you other headlines that you may find on Independent today. So far, so good. We've looked at top papers across Nigeria today. Have I missed out on anyone? I hardly think so. All right. Citizen FM 93.7. So let's see what's happening in the world of sports as we begin to round off now. Afro Sport TV to air Super Eagles 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Nigeria's upcoming World Cup games. You would find it on Independent News, Sports News. Rwanda, Super Eagles Kigali camps Wales. We saw that earlier. So what can we find on this day's sports? Remember, at 11, there'll be a detailed sports bulletin from the sports senator himself, Emmanuel. And latest in the world of sports, Cameroon's indomitable Lions set to consolidate Group D against Eswatini. Super Eagles in first close training session on the Chele in Kigali. Larry Izamoje, thumbs up Sportsville Award over Adun's recognition. NFF's groundbreaking ceremony for Players Hostel in new training pitches has held. That you would find on this day's sports. And now to Vanguard Sports. Brazil's legend Romario demands cards for cash probe against Paqueta's uncle. Eriksen says he will likely leave Man United at the end of the season. Barcelona midfielder Casado out for 2 months with knee injury. 2026 World Cup qualifier, Rwanda vs Nigeria, daytime and where to watch. All Eagles camp swells to 22 players ahead of World Cup. That's about it today. Thank you for staying with us on News by Headlines. I am Didi and it's Citizen FM 93.7. Stay with us.
The Renewed Hope Agenda for Nigeria is the brainchild of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. It is geared towards renewing the hopes of Nigerians for a better future through its policies, projects, and programs that are aimed towards lifting the GDP and economic growth of the nation by improving standard of living of the average Nigerian. The Renewed Hope Agenda Radio is poised to promote all of the above while enlightening Nigerians as well. Join us every Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. on Citizen FM Radio, 93.7, Labor House, Central Business District, Abuja. Renewed Hope Agenda Radio.